My name is Adèle Vivet. I'm French and I'm a designer and artist based in Paris since 2 years ago now. So I'm 26. I graduated from a master degree at the Design Academy in Eindhoven in Netherlands. And well, now I'm working by myself. I'm coming from a family of artists, designers and historians. So it's really something that leads me also in my practice and helped me a lot to find my inspiration. At some point I think it's very interesting to have an heritage or a legacy about that, because my grandparents are historians and they have the specialty into the Gothic art and Middle Age art. And then it also helped me to understand that history is meaningful to understand a society, to understand the work of people, but also the styles, and to make this relationship with architecture. Something I really loved about the temple, because I was always working with connections. So I have prepared all these elements about Gothic architecture and Middle Age. And I wanted to find if I can find out some elements to mix with architecture, for example. And also something that I really loved in the temple architecture is this idea of putting more and more and more elements. Everywhere you can find a detail that tells a story. And it's something that I really would love to bring in my work. And like one element that's really attracted me was these columns full of dragons and clouds and natural elements and fantastic elements. And this is also something that was really used in the Gothic architectures, but which wasn't used anymore after. And this, I think it's really interesting to use it and to get this as a model, as an example for my practice too. I'm working on a series of 3 textiles, which are between curtains and napkins. And on it, I'm making a very big illustration that tells the history of the Black Death and the pandemic. And I'm mixing these 2 elements, so mixing this aesthetic of Middle Age with our contemporary aesthetic, and how we can make some references and mixing elements. And I'm also combining this series of textile with a range of 3D printed objects, which are mainly dish. Why dish? Because I think it's tableware is a way to talk about the distance. We're eating together, but during the pandemic we also were eating by ourselves, lonely. And to me, more than the functionality of the objects, it also tells a story about how we were living during a pandemic time. I'm trying to put in the different mediums I'm using, like textile, 3D printing, maybe more, maybe graphics too. It's really about a process that never ends. So if an object comes out, it can appear more and more, and I think this is part of the work, to piling up objects and making this giant combination between elements that tells a global story.